I've been in this business systems and digital transformation space for long enough here to have been through a couple down cycles, and well, more than a couple. And one thing that I've seen that has held companies in very good stead whenever there's uncertainty, whether it's an explicit down cycle or it's more these periods of muddling through, if you will, where it's not great, it's not bad, and you just don't know what's coming next. The one thing that's really held organizations well, and I've seen great outcomes from, is when they're unsure of where to go and they're not ready to commit to, say, new go-to-market initiatives, but stepping back and basically shoring up their operational efficiency.
Yeah.
So increasing both their efficiency, and this is probably the most important thing, increasing their agility at the same time. So committing to that work, if you've got sort of that, if think of, it's borrow a developer's term, that technical debt, but what I often like to call in many organizations an operational debt that occurs, particularly when you're going fast and you're running forward and things are going really well. And then it's like it slows down, and there can be this inclination to sort of batten down the hatches sometimes. And that's actually exactly when you have to increase your investment on that operational and systems side to make sure to catch up and increase that flexibility. Like, can you move? So can you do more? Can you automate? What are the things you can do to automate more, but automate in a flexible fashion so that you're better equipped to redeploy your internal resources to whatever opportunity, in response to whatever opportunity may present itself coming out, or to respond better to whatever threats may occur. And a classic example of the ability to respond to something like that is what we saw through COVID. And now COVID was a very, let's just call it an extreme example, but sometimes looking at those extremes, they're great because they focus your attention on and kind of exaggerate the trends. But what we saw with our customer base is the companies that had invested already in automating their business systems, in building better connectivity and integration between systems and their suppliers and their commerce channels, and did it in a way that was flexible. When they had supply chain shocks, when they had big spikes in demands, when consumer buying patterns all of a sudden shifted very radically, they were able to pivot faster than others.
Yeah.
So in fact, in some cases, they could pivot in weeks instead of months, or in some cases I saw it took year and a half for larger companies that didn't have the agility there to be able to shift around and accommodate a much higher demand for online sales channels. So that agility sets you up. And so I think that's a very, very good way, and really one of the best ways that a company can set themselves up for really whatever comes in the future.